All right, so the first exercise that we have doing today is step ups. So step ups, what I can do is I can kind of mimic getting in and out of the truck. If you're at somebody's house delivering a package, you can imitate going up and down their stairs. For this exercise, we're going to do 3 sets of 8 each leg. The way this is going to work, we're going to have a step in front of us. We're going to start with the left leg. Go up to the left, put the right down, back down to the right, to the left. We're going to keep leading with that left leg. We're going to do that 8 times, up and down 8 times. We finish that, and then go to the right side, up and down with the right. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to do that for 3 sets in between rests. We want to take between 30 seconds and a minute. We're kind of focused on strengthening here. One way that we can kind of improve this or kind of make it harder to progress it or even regress it, we could increase the height of this box. So if I want to put that box that's sitting on the ground up here on top of it or underneath it to make it higher up, we can do that to kind of increase the strengthening. Another way we can do that, you can use this because it's close as a weight. Getting this to the box, going up and down, we can do the same thing. We can alter the rest that goes with it. We can alter how long in between sets. Also, if we want to do it for endurance, we could do it, instead of doing 8 repetitions with the right, 8 repetitions with the left, we could do 15 or something for more endurance, or we could just set a timer 2 minutes straight. We're going up and we're going to alternate for 2 minutes, left, right, left, right. So that's the first exercise. All right, the second exercise that we're doing today is going to be deadlifts. So this can kind of imitate picking up boxes off the ground, whether it's you're getting packages from somebody's house or you're in your truck picking up packages off the ground to get them to somebody's house. There's a lot of things that go in deadlifts. Deadlifts can be a harmful exercise if they're not done properly, so we're going to go over kind of the things that make them go properly. Now we see this box, there's no handles. A lot of boxes do have handles, some don't. I actually kind of like going without handles because most packages you get don't have handles. So what you're going to do, you're going to approach the box. If it was a little narrower than this, I would say straddle it. But since it's not, I'm going to say bring your feet up to it. What we're going to do is get a nice shoulder width stance. We're going to embrace our core, but we're going to keep breathing. And we're just going to squat down towards the box, keeping our spine kind of nice and neutral. I'm not way down here, I'm not way back here. I'm just kind of let my body do what my body does. Then I'm going to pick the box up, driving through my legs. I want to imagine that I'm pushing my heels into the ground. Pick it up. Once I get here, I can bring it close to my body. I don't want it out here. I don't want it off to the side. I want it nice and close to my core. So that way I'm ready to start walking. For this exercise, we're just going to be doing traditional deadlifts. So we're just up and down. Basically a squat motion, driving through the heels, keeping the spine nice and flat. For this exercise, we're going to do it 3 sets of 8 to 10, somewhere in that range. We're wanting to kind of work on strengthening. So we don't want to have too little reps or too many reps. Some of the progressions that we can make is, this is an empty box, so we can put a dumbbell in it, we can put a kettlebell in it, we can put a medicine ball or a weight plate, anything to add weight to it to kind of increase that strengthening aspect. Another thing that we could do, we could increase it to 15 to 20 repetitions, trying to work on muscular endurance. We could also, same with the step ups that we did, do it for time. We could sit there and have a minute timer and just do AMRAP, as many reps as possible in that 1 minute. Kind of working on endurance. A lot of variables. We can get smaller boxes, bigger boxes. What we want to do is try to get something that weighs as close to what you do in the clinic. So if you lift 20-pound packages every day, throw a 20-pound weight plate in there. If the heaviest thing you ever lift is 5 pounds, just do 5 pounds in there. Just something that can be as close to what you do at your actual job. The next exercises we're doing, there's 2 variations I kind of put into the document. The first one is sled pushes. If you have a clinic that has sled in it, it's great. I really love a sled. We don't have one here, so I decided to do an alternate, which is a band. I just have a workout band. You could use a TheraBand. You could use any type of band. Make it a circle, tie it around something. I have this one to a rack of kettlebells. You can loop it around a cable machine. You can wrap it around a squat rack, anything that's sturdy enough to hold it where it's not going to move. For this exercise, what we're going to do, we're actually going to get in the middle of the band. It's a little awkward to get in. This is kind of short band. We're going to get here. We're going to get a nice good position. We're going to kind of keep our arms forward. We're going to get our spine down about 20-30 degrees angle. We don't want to be up here pushing with our back like that. We don't want to be down here. Just kind of a good neutral athletic position. We want to be here. We want to walk or break our abs, brace our core, let the spine do its own thing. And we're just gonna kind of walk and pushing the band forward. I had the thing, if this was a lighter band, I could do more steps, but this is a kind of short band, so I'm just gonna do one step. Or just kind of mimicking, if we had a toe dolly or hand truck, whatever you wanna call it, pushing that, making sure we have nice, good stance, spine in a good alignment. We wanna be here, we don't wanna be down here at the back, pushing with the back. We wanna be here, we wanna make a nice, good pushes and steps. We don't wanna pull, it's a lot better on our muscles if we push. Some things we can change. If you have a sled, you can change the weight of the sled. You can change the distance of how far you walk with the sled. If you have a band, you can increase the resistance of the band or decrease the resistance of the band, whatever you want to do, if you want to progress or regress. You could do, I think I have this in the thing for either 8 or 10 steps. That's kind of more for that strengthening rep range. If we wanted to go towards more endurance, we would do 15 to 20. Or again, we could go with the time. We could go 1 minute, as many reps as possible. We can mess with the rest time that's involved with it. If this sled, you could also mess with the rest time, or just have like a 2 or 3 minute timer, have them walk up and down as many times as they can in that time if you wanted more endurance. So changing the band, changing how many steps you take, that's how to do that. Just make sure we're keeping that nice, good spine. All right, the next exercise we have is weighted walks. This kind of goes hand in hand with the deadlifts that we did as the second exercise. I have a kettlebell here. You could use a box, you could use a plate, you could use a dumbbell. There's a lot of things you could use in the clinic for this. Just trying to mimic picking up the box. How this is going to work, since this is a smaller object, we're going to have our feet shoulder width apart. I kind of like to straddle the object. I kind of want it in line with the midsole of my foot. We're going to brace our core, keep our nice neutral back, squat down, pick the object up. Notice I'm not down here, I'm not doing this. I'm getting kind of deep, let my legs do a lot of the work. I'm here, pick it up. I want to bring the object close to my core. I don't want to be back here walking with it. I don't want to be walking around with it like this. I don't want to be carrying it out here. We want to get nice and close to our core. I have 20 feet walking distance starting off. So we're keeping it nice and near. We're going to walk our 20 feet. Obviously it's not 20, it doesn't fit in the camera. We're going to do the same thing. Nice good little deadlift. Squat down, pick it up, turn around, repeat the process. This can mimic picking up boxes off the ground, carrying them up people's driveways towards their houses. Progressions with this. I believe I have this down and back 3 times with about a 1 minute rest break. You could alter how many times you go, how far the distance you walk is. You can alter the weight of the object in your hand. Again, you can set a timer and just do as many reps as you possibly can with walking. Those are just a couple of variables. You could alter your rest time with that, whether you want more strengthening, whatever work rest ratio you're kind of working for. This is a really good one, especially for people who have a bad tendency. They almost hear and pick up things like this. That is not a good back spine position. Getting them in a good natural position, keeping the spine good, driving with the legs, getting the objects close to the body. This is really good for delivery drivers. All right, next exercise we have is a shelf stack. This can simulate if we're in the truck, we have to take an object, move it from one side of the truck, put it on the other side of the truck. Whether we need to get things down, stack them up higher. The way I have this thing set up is I got a table to my left and a table to my right, and I have a rack of dumbbells right here. This can be a shelf, this can be a bookcase, this can be anything that you can put a weight on, preferably above chest level or matching what you have inside your truck. For this exercise, we're going to start on the left side. We're going to do 8 repetitions on the left, and then we'll move the weight to the right. So what we're going to do, actually we'll start with the right so the camera can see me. What we're going to do, we're going to face this object, we're going to pick it up. We're not going to go crazy ways picking it up. Nice, keep our body neutral, shoulders forward. We're going to pick it up, we're going to hold it close to our body. From there, instead of just turning and throwing it up here, what we're going to do, we're going to step towards the object we're placing it on, keeping it nice and close to our body, bracing our core, lifting up and placing it. Let's put it up here. Once we do that, bring it back down, go back, take our step, come back to the same side we're at. We're going to do that 8 times on this side, and then we'll spin around to the left. Make sure we get in a good position, facing it, bring it close to our body, turn to what we're going to, our target, bring it up. Some of the variations that we can change to kind of progress this, we can change the height of our starting things. If we want to incorporate more legs, we could get down lower, pick it up. We can make it higher, get it closer to our chest. We can change the weight. Right now I have a 4-pound dumbbell, so we can change the 4-pound. We can go make it heavier, we can make it lighter, whether we're trying to progress or regress. We can change the height, so we can go from here, we can make it go here, we can make it go here. Anywhere, depending on what the person has in the truck. Right now I have a strengthening, on the document I have a strengthening rep range. We can change that. We can, instead of do 8 each side, we could do 15 to 20 each side. We could do it timed. I can set a minute timer and just make them go for a minute each side. I can change the rest rates. There's a lot of variables that I can play into with that. This is really good. A lot of people have a bad tendency to just grab and turn. That's putting a lot of stress on our back. We need to get the object, get it close to our body. We should never turn with the weight out here. The weight should always be close to us if we turn. So we even need to get them to take that step. It's a lot easier and quicker, they think, to do this, but I'm twisted and in all kinds of a bad position when I can bring it here, keep everything nice and smooth and do that. It's a great exercise for people who have back problems, especially lifting up.